Let's hear first of all from the other speakers. The next one is Alba Ramo. Alba is going to talk about a different aspect of cryonics, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing what she's going to say. We're just going to do a slight dance with microphones here. So that not only can people in the room hear it, but people listening to the recording can hear it, and people who have been cryonically preserved and they get reanimated in 30 or 40 years' time can watch it and hear it as well. Alba, tell us about cryonics from your point of view.
Okay, thank you very much. So, good morning, my name is Alba Ramo. First of all, I want to thank José Luis for inviting me here today to TransVision. And I'm going to share my presentation today with two friends of mine who has not been able to be here with us today, which are Rudy Hoffman from Florida, USA, and also Vito Cloud from Pordenone, Italy. So Rudy has sent us a great short video presenting his new book about cryonics. And if we are ready, we are going to see Rudy's. Okay.
Hello, this is Rudy Hoffman, speaking to you from Port Orange, Florida, where it's almost Halloween, and we are preparing for an exciting Halloween. We're reaching out across the thousands of kilometers that separate us in a separation of time to wish you a fabulous conference. I'm sure with my friend José Cordeiro involved, it's already going very, very well. I wanted to also speak to you about the book I've written about cryonics called The Affordable Immortal. Maybe you can beat death and taxes. My friend Fred here did not do so well. What we're trying to do is find a way to live as long as possible. Cryonics, of course, is immediately of cooling down upon individuals upon pronouncement of legal death, but maybe not biological death. I've been personally signed up with Alcor, that's my Alcor bracelet, for some 24 years now. And I realize that many people do not understand the basics of cryonics. They don't understand the idea behind it. They think it's at odds with anti-aging. There is no conflict between anti-aging science and cryonics. They're both designed to have us live as long as possible. The idea behind this book is to show the basic ideas along with the financing piece. The actual cost of cryonics is not particularly cheap because the money needs to be set aside with the cryonics organization for the indefinite care of the patients, but it is affordable through the leverage of life insurance. So the idea behind the Affordable Immortal is that to explain how not only the idea of cryonics works, but also how this is affordable for many, many people. So I hope you have a fabulous conference, and I would encourage you to check out this book at some point. Our friend Alba is actually translating this into Spanish, and that will be available soon. So have a great conference. Rudy Hoffman out.
Okay, I think we have to hablar, Rudy. Well, as you see, Rudy's friend doesn't look very well. This Fred, and we don't want to look like him, so we have to hurry up with what we are doing. I'm going to be back to Rudy a little bit later, and now I want to present the title of my presentation. Is cryonics, how much does it cost? I want to explain you why I have chosen this title for today. I've been involved in the world of cryonics for the last almost 3 years ago, and I have had the chance to speak with so many people that is not familiar with the topic of cryonics. So I was thinking, well, maybe these people will ask me questions like, does cryonics work? Or when cryonics will work? Or even better, if I wake up in the future, what will happen with my family? You know, all these fancy questions we cryonicists make ourselves all the time. But for my surprise, most of the time, the question was always the same. Okay, cryonics, very interesting, but how much does it cost? So a few months ago, José Luis called me and told me, I don't know if I break this, but, well, no? Okay. So he called me, and I have a friend who has written a nice book called The Affordable Immortal. So I saw the title, I think, well, this title is just great. Maybe for the European style, it's a little bit shocking, but I think we have to shake the society about cryonics, because nobody talks about it. In Spanish, it would be la inmortalidad accesible. Rudy Hoffman is a world's leading cryonics insurer. He knows everything about cryonics insurers, because make an insurer for cryonics is not easy. Cryonics is not something that you go to an insurance company and say, okay, I want to make an insurance, and they have it already there. So they, in United States, they have worked very hard to make insurance particularly special for cryonics. Also, Rudy Hoffman, as he said in his video, he's an Alcor member for the last 24 years already, so he knows Alcors very, very well. I say yes for the translation, so the translation to the Spanish version will be mine, and we will come with the foreword of José Luis Cordeiro, which is just great. What is the book about? Okay, the book explains how much it costs, put samples for the two major cryonics institutions in the United States, which Rudy knows very well, which are Alcor and Cryonics Institute, and he explained how you can pay for it through a life insurance. But he doesn't speak only about this. He only speaks about cryonics, what is it, why cryonics makes sense. Because, you know, it's hard to explain to people why cryonics can work in the future, you know. Also, he explained very well, as he says in his video, that cryonics and life extension are not opposite things, okay? In fact, they go in the same path. They all, both things, want to make us live longer and healthy. And Rudy, speak about something that is really interesting. Because he has many experience with people who arrive and say, okay, I want to cryonics, but how do I explain to my family? Because you have to tell to the people that is besides you, family, friends, even colleagues at work, because people must know. Because when the times arrive, you will need help. You will need help of those that are closer to you. So you cannot keep it for yourself. I know it's difficult. You arrive home and say, how do you sell to your husband, to your wife, to your children? It's quite strange, right? Or even, you know, your colleagues at work. How do you tell when you arrive at work and say, you know, guys, I have just signed a contract with a cryonic suspension, and they look at you very, very strange, right? Like saying, what she say? She signed what? And you're like, well, you know, I have signed a contract, so I will be putting in a container with a low temperature. I will wake up in the future, and they keep looking at you very strange, you know? And, you know, but you have to tell, because you don't know if maybe at your work you will need help from them. So Rudy talked about this also in his book, and how to explain to the ones that are closest to you why you have made a cryonic contract. Okay, I'm sure many of you here in the sala knows that the first Alcor cryonic suspension was Dr. James Beckford in 1967, and the first cryonics institution was Rhea Ettinger, who was Robert Ettinger's mother. Robert Ettinger is known as the father of cryonics, and this was in 1977. So I want you to think about, we are talking about 51 years already for the first cryonic suspension. That's half century. So it's a lot. 51 years is a lot. So Rudy thinks, why in half century between Alcor and cryonics, there is a few hundred patients, not even 1,000, just a few hundred patients. And between the two institutions, there is only a few thousand people who have signed a contract, not even 10,000, just a few thousand. How it is possible that in half century, there is so few people that is interested about this? So I think that we are in like a dead circle. We will start, as Rudy says in his presentation, that, okay, cryonics is not particularly cheap. And why? Because they have to take care of us for an indefinitely period of time. So we, in this death cycle, we start right here. Okay, cryonic is expensive. Because cryonic is expensive, the next step is the general public is not interested about it. So if the general public is not interested, there is no investment, non-private, and which is worse, not public investment at all. So we continue going in the death circle, and what happened? There is no publicity. Nobody talks about it. We don't spread the word. So we continue here, And we are back at the beginning. Cryonics keeps being very expensive. Rudy knows that I'm already working in a new project in a non-profit organization that hopefully will be working next year, who will try, not the only, it won't be the only goal, but the main goal will be break this circle. And we will start for making available or try to get the attention of the general public. And I think the rest will come along. Okay, I don't want to, I think I am on time still, yeah? Okay, so I want to talk to my other friend, is Vito Cloud. Vito, well, I live in Italy for the last 5-6 years already, and Vito is an Italian lawyer that is well known for his involvement in healthy and the problems that there is around it, and he has been the first person to sign a cryonics contract in Italy. Okay, and he is already the president of the Cryonics and Life Extension Italian Association. In italiano sarebbe Associazione Italiana Crionica ed Estensione della Vita. They have a wonderful website, which I recommend to check. And they have a very strong board of directors, or Consiglio Direttivo. If you check the website, you can know the cryonicists in Italy, which are Alberto Paschini, Vito Clau, Daniele Chiricco, David De Biasi, Daniele Signorazzi, and Giancarlo Style. This association was created to protect life at all levels, and they are trying to expand the idea of cryonic in Italy. There is this association and the project I'm working already, we are working in the same path because we have seen that there is a very strong social demand for non-profit organization. There is a lot of people who wants to work in cryonics, not for a personal profit, but for a social, a general one. And we want to make cryonics available for everybody as soon as possible. Well, just to finish, and waiting for the cure of aging, I have found out that the best way to stay young and happy is to have a life full of love. So I want to finish my presentation with a song that I'm sure you all know, which is You Make Me Feel So Young, but in the version of Michael Bublé. And I want to dedicate this in first place to my love, which is Sergio Mariani, that is right here with me. And he makes me happy also every day. And also to José Cordeiro for his incredible energy that we all know very well. And to all of you for being here. And I hope you enjoy the song, and I wish you all a very healthy, happy, and long life. Thank you very much.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel that spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak, I want to go play hide and seek. I want to go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots.
So if this was Radfest, everybody would have been up and dancing by now. We don't quite have the same American spirit, but that was such a nice feeling, wasn't it? So thanks again to Alba Ramo for planting these thoughts and these feelings in us.